cancer patient.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. There's many of my favorites in this room, but she's one of them on the top. As Dr. Villeflor said, my name is Kimberly Schaeffer. I'm now 58 years old, and I've grown up and lived in the western suburbs of Chicago my entire life. I was rarely ever sick. I work a full-time retail job on my feet as a retail manager all around this city. I've been in here for the last 30 plus years. Haven't been sick many days. I can count them on both my hands in all those years. But one day, about 2 years ago, I texted my husband. I woke up. I was having a little vertigo a couple days prior. I woke up in the morning. I was seeing double. The pictures on the wall were double. I could barely get out of bed. And I could hear my husband downstairs ready to leave for work. I'm like, don't leave me. You can't leave. I'm really sick. So he came up. Long story short, I had him come back a couple hours later because it was about 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, I'm not going to the emergency room because I want some fresh doctors at 7 a.m. So he went to work for 3 hours and then came back. But that's just me. He went to work for a couple hours, came back with my daughter, who's also an RN, and we went to the emergency room. MRI, hours later, the techs were coming to get me back. The radiologist wanted me back, and I knew something was wrong. So in the hospital that my daughter works at, the doctor told me, I can't believe I have to tell you this, but you have a large tumor under your cerebellum and all across the top of your head, which in turn originated from my lung. After a day in the hospital, they figured out it was from my lung, and I knew that I needed treatment. So I started out in the western suburbs, getting whole head radiation, lost all my hair after 2 sessions, and I was sitting there at the age of 56. I don't belong here. I need to go to a teaching hospital. So at the insistence of my family, I came to Northwestern, was taken in immediately, and that's where my story changes. I started my journey with gamma knife therapy with my great neurologist. We were talking about all the special things. I had the halo and the 4 hours in the machine, but have been really well since, as far as that goes. And then I moved on to where my lung cancer had also metastasized into my neck, where I had my number 7 vertebrae removed with the giant tumor that was around it, and had the top of my spine screwed to be stronger. That was the most brutal part of my recovery. And then I got to meet the lovely Dr. Villeflor, who said, the lung cancer is what's going to kill you, the rest of it's not, so we need to take care of that. And she said, and I'm doing cartwheels because you are 100% match for the immune therapy. And we don't see that very often. 50%, 70%, but I was 100% match. So for 15 months, I've been on the immune therapy every 3 weeks to see all my new family members here. With a little lung radiation as well, that shrank the tumor. But I also had a little side effect from that, so a quick visit back to the hospital with my lung trifecta infection of a little pneumonia, a little strep, and some pneumonitis. But I got to visit all my friends again, and they said I was making trouble. But I'm here to tell you that, to find my speech, I've been ad-libbing. Don't get me wrong, I have my down days, but I love my wonderful relationships that I have. But I have my family, my faith, and I have all my friends that tell me to believe. My beautiful friend at work, Christine, always tells me, up, 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 when I'm not feeling well enough to work or just not feeling it that day. I can prolong this diagnosis. I sit up in bed every morning and I ask God to give me strength to be productive, to touch someone else's life. And I want to tell all of you other cancer patients out there, this is what I've learned in the last 2 years. I've learned a lot more about cancer than I ever wanted to know. I've learned that you should always go to a teaching hospital and get a second opinion. I've learned that I am brave. And I've learned to be thankful for every day. Because in one moment, your life could change. Sorry. But I've also learned that you need to smile and give hugs every day. Be kind and live your life. That's what you need to do, is live your life every day. Face your challenges head on. And dance before the music is over. Thank you.